Hi, David Seymour back with another session of the nitty gritty of selling. And today's session is based around having that new listing in real estate and getting it to the market. And just the things that you should probably be giving some more thought to. So it's great that you've got this new listing, but look, it's what you do from here on in that really makes the difference to the success of this. And one of the things is about presentation. So hopefully when you've done your appraisal and you've sat down with your vendors, you've talked about presentation. There's no point in taking a property to the market just in an average state, when for a little bit more effort, the vendors and yourself could benefit hugely by the way you present the property. So presentation is that wow factor, that boom, hey, look at me factor. That's what you need. So look, it's really important that if driveways or footpaths or decks and things like that need a bit of a water blast, bit of a clean, spend a few $100s in getting that done. That's just creating that first impression that makes it more wow. Windows, make sure that your windows are clean, make sure your gutterings are clean, make sure your gardens are nice and tidy. Maybe the vendor needs to look at just getting a trailer load of mulch or river stone in or whatever it is, just to spruce it up a little bit, make it look really smart. Because here's the thing, when your buyer walks onto the property, they don't want to be looking at problems, they don't want to be looking at things that go, oh shit, we've got to do this, oh my God, we're going to have to do that, you know? So it's important that you create that good first impression. So you need to move inside now and have a look at the inside presentation as well. And here's the thing about, you know, everybody lives in their house and they've got their own stuff and all that sort of thing, and that's fine. But look, first impressions count. So you've got to convince the vendor, you've got to sell them the idea, get rid of the clutter, tidy it all up and make it more appealing to that buyer that walks in. They don't want to have to look at everybody else's junk or the owner's junk and normal day-to-day untidiness. It's got to be presented like a show home pretty much. Now, the idea about getting it decluttered is also an advantage, because when you do get the house sold, it's one less thing for the vendor to worry about when it comes to moving. So why not convince them that getting rid of some of that miscellaneous stuff and the newspaper racks and the magazine racks and the shoes in the hallway and the coats hanging up and all those things, get rid of those, put them into boxes or whatever, hide them away and make it look tidy. And it's the same with your garage and your sheds. Just make sure that they're clean. So people walk in, they go, oh, this is nice, look at the space. Not like, oh God, look at the mess. You know, that's what you've got to be aiming for. So if you're selling a vacant house because the tenants have moved out or the vendors have moved out, I would strongly suggest you consider getting a stager, a property stager, a home stager in, and get a price to stage the home. And it's worth the vendors doing this because it's more likely to get more money on the market if it's a more appealing property. And so yes, their vendors are going to need to spend a little bit to get it, so it's more of a wow property. But when you get that more of a wow property, you're going to get more of a better price. So you might spend a few $100s, maybe $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 even, getting it cleaned, getting it staged. But I tell you what, just about guarantee it, you will sell it for more money because of that, and your vendor will thank you. It's about creating that great first impression, that wow, because you can't undo it. And you don't want to take it to the market half-assed to start with and then go, oh, maybe we should clean it, maybe we should stage it. Do it right from the start. Do it right, because that's the way to get the quick sales and the best prices. So the next thing you need to consider is your photography and your videography. The time's gone, guys, when you just use a cheap camera or your cell phone to take photos and have shitty dark photos up online and so forth. Come on, we're better than that as individuals and certainly as an industry. The thing is, you've promised your vendor good marketing, I would presume. So get a professional photographer in and make sure you get good, sharp photos, nice and clear. Sometimes less is more. Sometimes you don't need to take a photo of the garage doors and things like that. I mean, photos like this, you know, the toilet, or of the garage doors, or of the corner of the section. They don't cut it. Get real photos. If you can't get a good photo, don't take one at all. Don't think that you have to have 20 photos or 30 photos. If the quality or the angles aren't right, you're better off to have less, because less is more sometimes, and it'll create more interest rather than creating like, oh my God, look at this is horrible. You want people to see the photos and want to come to the open home. So the next thing is your videography. Do a short video, whether you do one of those yourself with your colleague from the office or spouse or something like that, or whether you get a professional, but front it. And it's important that you front your videos, because then people get to see who you are as an individual. It's about being seen and getting known, being out there and being in front of the people. I mean, hey, you're going to see them at the open home, so what does it matter if you're on the camera? If you have to do a couple of takes, so be it. Get it right, get it looking smart, and it doesn't have to be a long-winded documentary. Just 90 to 120 seconds sort of thing is fine. That's all you need, just to create some interest. So it's time to launch it. You've done your videos and you've done all your presentation work and all those sort of things. Everything's looking like $1 million, so to speak, and that's great. But now is the time to actually make sure when you launch this new listing that it is a launch. It's a blast off, not just a dribble of information. So what do I mean by a blast off? Well, I mean exactly that. Everything happens within maybe 24 to 48 hours of each other. So first of all, here you go. You go and talk to your neighbours, to all the neighbours of that listing, 10, 20 of those people that live on each side, behind and front, whatever. Go and introduce yourself. You take a card and a brochure of the property. You tell them that you've listed it. You tell them that the first open home is going to be next Sunday. It's going to be live on the internet today or tomorrow, and you create some interest that way. You're not asking them if they want to buy it, okay? Understand that. You're not asking the neighbours to buy it. What you're doing is telling them about the property being for sale and who do they know that may like to come along and have a look at it. So then the next thing is that the signboard goes up, okay? Then also on the same day, you've got it going live on the company website, on TradeMe, realestate.co, onto your social media, all within a few hours. You need to have that boom, blast, so it's really there. And then you're getting your team through it as soon as you possibly can on your team viewing thing. And then you're also, what you've got is your first open home. So again, it's with your flyers before you do the open home, you can have it out there. And on your flyers, you need to have the fact what your Facebook or social media websites are and so forth, so people can have a look at it. And then you do the open home. It's creating that bang and all that activity in one go. Not drizzling it out, not putting a signboard up on Monday and then go live on Thursday or Friday and then do a team viewing on the following Tuesday or Wednesday and then do an open home, or even the other way around, which is worse in my opinion. Get it all to go bang, blast, all in one go. So that's how I would always run a listing. It's important that you have your strategies and your tactics and your systems in place. So every new listing that you get, that's how you run it. The same process all the time. Now, if you think about it, if you go and knock on 10 or 20 doors around that new listing before you do your first open home, and then even after you've got an offer on it, later down the track, and even, or when it's gone on conditional maybe, go back and knock on those doors and just go, hey, I'm just letting you know that we've got that property sold. If you're interested in knowing what your property may be worth in this market, because there's a lot of demand for it, let me know. I'd love to be able to help you. It's a great way of growing your business by talking to more people. It's called prospecting. And trust me, the more conversations you have, the better results you're going to get. But anyway, back to this listing, make sure that you do it right. As I said, signboards up, the online adverts go live. You go and talk to all the neighbours, you get the property mag sorted for the same week, you get your social media lined up to go live straight away as well. You get your flyers out into the marketplace, you get your ad in the office window up and running straight away, and then you take the team through and you do your open home. And you want that all to happen within, as I say, 24, 48 hours of each other if you can. I mean, the open home is always going to be in the weekend, that's fine. But all the other marketing should happen, boom, not just dribble in and do a bit here and a bit there and everything else. Make it an event, all right? So that's all about open homes and getting that new listing onto the market and that sort of thing. Got any questions, queries, or suggestions or comment? I'd love to hear them from you. Share them below. I'm David Seymour, Nitty Gritty of Selling.